Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to Scrapbook Workshop Kit Week. That's a mouthful, isn't it? So here we are. If you saw my video earlier on this morning, you would have seen we are all about the love story and the workshop kit that goes for that. So I've divided them all into the 3 projects and we're going to go to project 1 today, project 2 on Wednesday and then project 3 on Friday. So let's start straight away on this one. I've got the instructions. I may not follow to the letter, but this particular project I absolutely love because it's so simple, so easy to put together that if you are a novice at doing scrapbook pages, you can repeat this as often as you like with different designer series papers. I'm just going to put my glue dots on the top and bottom to hold the papers. As I was saying, it's so easy to do. You can simply put as many of these together as possible. The layout is so easy to complete even. There's my first 12 by 12. So this is the white, obviously, base that we've got. Just more fingers and thumbs today. Right, let's put the glue dots in the top. It is literally strips of designer series paper and plain paper, which many of us have floating around in our craft rooms. So let me show you what I mean. So these are all the ephemera and embellishments that we've got. We've got strips of paper that I was talking about. I've got my place card holders and that's a bit more embellishments, and then I've got backing pages as well. Right, so the first thing we need to do is to divide this little pile into 2, one for the right page and one for the left page. So there we go. I think there's only one on that page. Let's have a look. Oh no, there is one over here as well. Yeah, we've got one there, one there, one there, and one there. Then I've got another one there, another one there, on each of those, and 2 there. So as you can see, it's literally that simple. It is just strips. Now it's up to you what size your strips are, and you just layer them onto your page. So using my Stampin' Seal, I'm just going to add top and the bottom, not too much, in case I want to add things underneath. Let's do that. There's one. Let's do the next one. Doesn't have to be in the same layer. It does have to be the right way around though. It's always a good look. There we go. And we're going to put that one next. There we go. And I'm going to pop that one a bit further down. And across you go. There we go. Then we can do that one up to there. Doesn't have to be all the way. And then I've got this one. Is that on this page? I don't want to nick ones. Yes, okay. So then I've got a plain one which is going to go to here. Then we've got our strip and then our other one to go to there. Right, let's stick those down. Then we're going to repeat the same process on the opposite side. There we go, that's on there. Up there. And then, oops. What I like to do is I keep my workshop instruction manual because basically it means that if I, stuck for an idea, I can go, oh, I know. And then I flick back on the ones that are like this one. Quick and easy to put together. And just enjoy having fun for the photographs. Now, I don't have my photographs for this. I haven't even decided on which photographs that I'm going to use for this particular page. I just liked the look of the workshop, so I felt I could pop it together, and I'm going to store it in my binder, and I will come back up at a later date when I will choose what I'm going to do. And as you can see, I probably won't add the sentiments because it may not be what has been chosen. So I will put the embellishments on, and I will leave the sentiments off just in case I've decided at some point that it is not appropriate, the sentiments. Right, that's going to go here. Let's have the dark. Put it down. I'm going to put it up this time, I think. You've got this nice higgledy-piggledy up and down of sentiment of designer series paper. There we go. And then the pink, the last one is the Flirty Flamingo. There we go. Okay, so now we've got them all across. We've got our backing cards. Now, the backing is Poppy Parade. So there's 2 Poppy Parade on the left-hand page and 1 for the right-hand page. There we go. Then there's 1 bubble bath in the middle there and 2 on the opposite page. We can add those. Now I'm looking at doing them at around about 8 inches so that I know that they are in a straight line. Again, I'm only going to add a dab of Stampin' Seal just to put those together. It's over 3. And then this one's going to go in the middle. Now, as I'm not going to add my photographs yet, you can just put the place cards there, stick them down, should you wish. There we go. On there. And then we're going to do exactly the same on this side. 8 inches on the 8-inch mark, which is that one. Top of the page. It's going to go across the 3. Yeah. Do the same with this one. 8-inch mark across the 3. And then that allows us to put that one in the middle. There we go. Okay, and what I am going to just layer the white over the top like so. Oops, let's put that the right way around. by doing this, it gives you an easy way of putting in your embellishments. So let's have a see what the embellishments are for what they've given us. So we've got a squiggly heart. I've got a flirty flamingo heart there. I've got 2 white hearts. I've got the sentiment with all my love, or sorry, with all my heart. I've got a pink heart. Hugs and kisses, which is the signal for that. Then I've got this red heart, which could probably go around there. I've got my piece of card for writing my information on. She says putting it upside down, so let's do that. That's probably bottom right is probably the best place for that. And then I've got some more flowers. And let's have a look. I've got another heart. Actually, no, let's use that one. I can go there. So you don't want it to go off the page. There we go. This one can go there. And you've got, so this one, so this is just a stick down. This one is the actual sticky page, so you can pop that. And let's work out where we're going to put these. A little flower. I can probably go there. What else have I got? I've got some more hearts. So it's obviously a very hot project. Let's have a look. So it's going to put, so I have to put my words there. I could put, there's a space there that could do those. Where else could I put? I suppose I could put, problem is I don't want to really put a white heart on a white, I could go there. Pink one. Right, I tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to stick that down to there, and I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal. I'm just going to cover up that space there. Okay. I'm then going to pick this one up, peel the backing off, and I'm going to add it there. Then this one, I'm actually going to put dimensionals on. The dimensionals aren't included, but I do have spare ones. 22. There. Come on. Pop it there. And I can take the backings off. There we are. Now, if I was to stick the sentiment, it could go there quite easily. Or I could have it down the bottom. There we are. Stick. And then I've got these hearts here, which I could pop on. Now, obviously, the instructions are there and you can see how they lay them out. But you don't have to go with everything as they suggest. You're free, obviously, to do as you please. So I'm going to peel this off. Make sure the top bit is in the top. And I'm going to pop that there. The thicker bit is at the top because you can put the date. Then I've got the flowers to go here and the heart to go next to it. I don't want to cover up too much of the writing area. Maybe that's going to go there. That's sticky. You see the white heart comes off. It's sticky. So I could just pop that there. let's put a line of sticky across that. And go there. I've got a flower that I could add to there. Or it could go, let's put it there. Let's put a tiny bit of glue on that one. And then it can go under there. And then I've got my flower. Do I put the flower there? That works quite well. And these ones I can add. Now they can be stuck down with my Stampin' Seal, or if you want a bit of depth, you can again add your dimensionals. Might add a dimensional on that one as well. Why not? Let's be reckless. Yeah. And I think I will just stick these down so that they are, I wasn't going to worry, but I think I will. There we go. And then they can be covered up when the actual photographs come in. I'm not going to stick, as I said before, I'm not going to stick down the sentiment or the title, because I will store this in my sleeves inside my folder, and then I will slip the sentiment inside, and then should I wish to use it at a later date, I can do, or I can find a totally different one if that is appropriate. And then the next one. So as you can see, this comes together quite quickly once you have cut up your papers. And obviously, if you were to use other papers, you don't have to use hearts. You could use whatever ephemera or embellishments that you wish to use. But that is our first layout. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. As I said, I'll be back on Wednesday with our second project, so do join me then. Take care. Bye.